I had this fantasy.
I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know.
Hey guys, sorry the video is coming out a little bit later than usual, but this is episode 3 of our Battle Royale, and we have two very special guests with us here. We have Phil and Form with us, and we have Morgan and Nate.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Really great guys, you know, they have their own Spider-Man series, and they were actually in episode 1, so first off, rest in peace. We're boiled down to the last 2 fights, and then we're moving on to basically season 2 of it. So without further ado, I mean, let's do this.
Wheel.
Spin
it! Spin it!
Here we go. Here first. Spin 'em.
Concentration.
And okay.
This is for electrocuting me.
I gotta say, he looks like he's one of the more experienced Spider-Mans, especially in his fights. He's able to use a good variation of attacks, lots of kicks, lots of punches, and even he's acrobatic, like he's moving around. One thing that I guess I would say that is what goes for him, like his main, best quality is that he's agile, and his use of webs is really good. Like he's able to use them in the middle of his combinations. He's throwing, then he'll shoot his webs, he'll swing. Overall, I think like just how he moves and how he fights is like one of the better Spider-Man out there.
He's punching. He missed the one punch. He almost pretty much like breaks the wall. As Matt was saying too, really good use of webs. I like the agility and the flexibility. He's not only just punching up top. He's changing his levels. He's going low for kind of like a sweep with the kick. He's coming up, he's changing his levels, he's hitting the body, he's trying to go for the face, he's using his webs in between. So really smart kind of fighting. He's not just going for just straight punches or just kind of aiming for the head specifically. He's going kind of all around. He's aiming at the entire body rather than just focusing on one point.
Very balanced overall, which gives him a big advantage. He's able to sort of be versatile in how he fights. So whatever situation he's put in, he's always got a sort of like a plan B for it. I like how fast he was. He was really nimble, and like the previous two have said, he's really good with his webs, and he seems very experienced in sort of his technique.
I feel like he had a really great knowledge on when to use webs. He wouldn't be up close and use webs. He'd know how far away he needs to be, and he made great use out of I wouldn't so much say the environment, but he knew his distance from Miles and he knew his distance from other objects and how to use them in his advantage without it being unnecessary. I felt like everything he did definitely seemed worth it and not just something to show off to camera.
I mean, he uses webs for combat, uses webs for mobility, also uses webs to disarm and entrap. Overall, like, probably the best use of webs we've seen.
At one point, he's using those web like bullets, man, just firing them off at Miles. The gymnastics, this guy, he knows his gymnastics. I don't know if Joey did the stunts or not, or someone else did. I don't know that, but yeah, nice use of doing a lot of kicks too, and just like flying around. Something very relatable to your classic Spider-Man, right? So yeah.
Getting used to this. You got this, Miles. You got this. Woo! So on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared? Ah! Bro, did you make these?
He has that's good about him is his defense. He has actually pretty good boxing defense. As when you see in the fight, he's able to slip, roll, even a couple of blocks. Even though it's not as like tight, like he has his hands low still, so that it does give him chances of actually getting clipped or hit. Other than his defense, some things he's lacking is he does get sucker punched a lot, and he also takes a lot of hits. Now, if you have like good defense, or if you say Shocker has his gauntlet, that's something you want to stay away from. But again, he's really up close, so he gets hit like quite often.
But what I do like is he uses webs a little bit sparingly, but he still uses them with good ideas. He changes levels, kind of like Joey before, where at the end, the kind of near the end, that finishing punch before he gets kind of knocked on the ground, uses webs to kind of gain the height advantage, and then comes in from above, so his enemy's not really expecting it. And I really like just the movement too. Maybe a bit more use of his powers. We didn't see any of like the shock that he has, or him turning invisible. But then again, Miles is still kind of learning his powers as he goes.
Even though he gets hit a lot, he seems to be able to take a lot of punishment. He keeps getting back up and gets back up quite quickly. He's obviously very fast with his hands, like we see in the start where he's blocking all the incoming punches. And something that we don't see from this clip, but we do see later, is Venom's strike is pretty powerful in this film. So that could also be something to factor in as well.
The way he's blocking all those punches, I feel like he's clearly a lot faster than other Spider-Men that we've seen so far in the series, and I feel like overall when we got to the part at the end where he was clearly getting beaten down a lot, but also had so much resilience to get back up, I feel like the fight was a great way to show he has many weaknesses, but the things he's good at, he's very good at, and I feel like speed is definitely one of those things. I know he's very kind of early on in the stages of being Spider-Man, but his reflexes are there, and I feel like that's gonna, in my opinion, gonna be his biggest strength.
But what I want to comment on is also his ability to find then opportunities. Even while he was down, he's sort of able to change up what he was doing and be able to find those opportunities.
Out of 20, I would give him either 16 or 17. He's not like able to be super high, but he's definitely one of the higher ones just from his experience, and he shows like a lot more variety in attacks than most Spider-Man.
I go for an 18, honestly.
I'm gonna agree completely with Phil because, like he said, he uses a massive variety of attacks, and that just like it gives him such an advantage because he's quick to change up his style, and it could sort of disorientate his enemy, which could really work to his advantage. So I'm gonna give him 18 as well.
And I feel like 18 would be a pretty solid point.
Especially considering all the other people that we've ranked at 17 or 18 as an attack. I think Joey's right up there with them.
I want to give Joey a solid 18, which makes Joey right now the most physically capable, in terms of skills and defense version of Spider-Man. So, how well can he take hits? How well can he take punches? What do you think, Matt?
We didn't really see too much. He has good defense, so I was gonna just go with around 15.
I would say just one more up from that, 16.
I'm gonna give him a solid 15.
I just don't think it's fair to rate something highly if you didn't really see it in that scene. So yeah, I'll give it a 13. I won't go straight down the middle. But yeah, I'd say 13, 14.
Either 16 or 17.
Sweet. Okay, Lakeen, Matt.
Lakeen's offense, I would give him 13, just based on his offense and defense. He's not as skilled. He has good defense, but he does get hit a lot, and he does get sucker punched even with Spider Sense. So I give him 13. He's definitely not one of the more skilled ones.
A 14.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The punches that Miles did manage to land in this did a lot of damage. So it's almost as if he conserved his energy by being more defensive towards the start to really punish later on in the fight. So I'm going to give him a solid 14 as well.
I'd go for a 15 just because, again, like I said, I feel like the things he's good at, he's really good at, and the things he's bad at would just come in time. So yeah, I'd say a solid 15.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, 15. And now his durability. No.
I would give him around like 17, one of the higher ones. He does take a couple bigger hits than most Spider-Man. He goes through a couple of walls, gets sucker punched in the face. He does take some pretty big hits. So I give him 17, around one of the higher ones.
Maybe a little bit higher than 18.
Yeah, easy 18.
I'm happy to go with a 17 because again, he gets hit down a lot, and let's not forget these are supersonic shocker punches. These aren't just a regular guy, and he's constantly back up, and obviously at the end he doesn't die, so he's clearly, he clearly had some, I don't know if remorse is the correct word, but he clearly had some backlash to everything that happened. So yeah, I'd say a 17.
Okay, here's the reality. See?
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Much more close.
Controversial.
Wrong.
Alright, Joey's coming in. Joey's realizing. He's like, alright.
Okay, it's changing it up.
Damn.
Nice
Okay,
up.
Joey's already
Fight.
Damn, okay. Holy smokes, okay, yeah.
Oh,
This is yeah. Joey's an awesome guy too, Not saying Lakeen. I just talked with him a couple days ago, and he's such a nice guy, man. So.
Well, if we get him on the call, he has to lose. We've only had losers on the call.
Hey, funny
We
that
can't have a single winner. Definitely doing a lot. He's doing a lot more offense than defense.
Yeah.
Keeping him down. It's a one-sided battle here.
It's not good, yeah.
Can you pull back? Oh, okay.
See now, Joey needs to keep this up now. He needs to keep coming in, punch after kick after, whatnot, just coming in. Hey, which is great. He's coming in. He keeps coming in. See, okay, yeah.
Okay, it's getting interesting.
Yeah. Well, like Nate said, it's like one's game. Let's see if Joey keeps it up. keeping up. He's keeping up. You know, this is gonna end up like
Distance.
they're like on their knees.
Yeah, guys.
Joey's firing back.
6-6.
Hey, this is it. Floyd Mayweather winning the UFC.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Now
Like
can
I said, Joey is keeping up. He's keeping up. He's understanding the threat now, and he's coming in. He's coming in. Oh shit!
Alright.
Oh shit!
Alright.
Well, they're
He's
trading
changing up the strategy.
Alright, I can fire back here. Ooh, okay. Ooh,
Okay.
good call right now.
That's it. The king cannot take one more. Joey cannot take one. So, all right. Let's see what happens. Let's see.
And Joey takes the win.
Describe your fantasy.
Describe the fantasy that you had in your head that played out.
Like I said, Miles can take a lot of punishment, and I think that's what kept him in the battle for so long. Also, towards the start, I think he was dishing out those lucky punches, and they did quite a bit of damage. But at the end of the day, Joey read him and came back with everything, and it just ended up with Miles losing. You can only take so many punches, and yeah, it was very close, very close.